If you're tuning in right now, you happen to be watching the world's truest source for hip-hop news, black culture, sports, and of course the best reaction videos on the net. I'm talking about Kofi's Universe. If you haven't already subscribed, it's your chance to hit that button now before I hit this blunt. Bada.
YouTube, salute. So Napoelean, he was actually interviewed by the Art of Dialogue. Shout out to their podcast talking about Ice Cube, Common's beef in the 90s. And he said that Tupac was ready to actually jump into the beef and actually have Ice Cube back. Let's talk about it. If you're new to my channel, thumbs up the video. Hit that sub button, click that bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. So he said that Tupac was ready to get busy as far as, like, I guess, on the microphone. I ain't gonna say he was ready to put hands on Common because I wasn't there and I don't know what was going on somebody's mind, so I'm not gonna lie on nobody. But he said, I remember when the East Coast, West Coast thing was heating up, I think Common and Cube was going through their beef like they were dissing each other. I remember Pac was like, see, if I was cool with Cube right now, I'd be going after Common for him. But now I'm staying out of it. He continued, Pac had a lot of love for Cube. I never heard him say anything negative about him. I think at one particular time they were closer and maybe just went their separate ways. But that's the only thing I heard him say about Cube. But he definitely respected Cube. Napoelean went on to say that because Tupac and Common had a lot in common, his former groupmate would have regretted going at him. Good thing he didn't go at Common because they liked the same. If they ever had met each other, they would have a lot of love and respect for each other. Ice Cube dissed Common in '95 on Mac 10's song West Side Slaughterhouse, and that was actually featuring Dub C also on that track in response to his classic I See the B in You. But you know, yada yada yada. I mean, excuse me, I used to love her. My bad. Then he came out, I See the B in You, which he felt was a slight against West Coast rappers and their growing dominance in the industry. So both men were able to squash their beef after meeting with Farrakhan in '97, and they actually appeared in the barbershop movie, The Next Cut, and that came out in 2016. So, how do I feel about Tupac jumping into a beef that had nothing to do with him? I mean, that's Pac. Pac was ready to get busy. He was ready to get busy. You can't knock somebody like that, but at the end of the day, that can actually backfire against you. Because if it ain't your beef, it ain't your beef. Don't worry about it. That was between two grown men. Two grown men. They was like, what, 20s? Yeah. Because when they beef happened, I was a teenager. So they was like in their mid-20s. Yeah, like they mid-20s, whatever. So those grown men right there still trying to learn life. Let them figure it out. I mean, him jumping into beef with Common, I mean, Common wasn't going to shade away. Common would have came back with a diss track. He would have came back and attacked Ice Cube. Not Ice Cube. He would have came back and attacked Ice Cube. Oh, not Ice Cube, excuse me, Tupac. And Tupac would have came back and attacked Common. So it would have went back and forth, back and forth. I mean, hopefully it would have never end up, you know, fist to cuffs. We don't want that, but who knows? I mean, Ice Cube, Common shit could have went fist to cuffs. I heard they almost threw down one time. On the West Coast. Like they said, Common was out on the West Coast, and they was trying to tell Common he need to get out of Dodge because it was gonna go down. Not because Ice Cube was gonna fight him, but they had people that was gonna ride for Ice Cube, and that happens, especially at that time during the East Coast West Coast beef. You saw what happened when the Dog Pound, when they went to go shoot New York, the video. Biggie called, you know, in the radio station was telling people don't let them fools do that, and look what happened. A traitor got shot up. And that's why they came with the Corrupt was kicking over the buildings in the video because they used the green room for that. But they was actually giving New York their props. It was a dedication song. But see, people, they'll misconstrue everything you say and automatically think this is what it is. It's not like that. Not at all. I mean, you know, and it was never really an East Coast, West Coast feud. It was certain rappers against certain rappers, but the media like the Source magazine, the Vibe magazine was trying to portray the West Coast and the East Coast have this beef, and anytime you go over there, you might lose your life. Tupac, Biggie, Bad Boy Camp, Death Row Camp. That was their situation. You see what I'm saying? It was really the camps having beef. That really what it was. It wasn't really Tupac hates the whole West Coast because he had love for Buckshot. He had love for Smith and Wesson, Boot Camp Click, Wu-Tang Clan. You see what I'm saying? Redman, EPMD, Big Daddy Kane. So what's the problem? You know, so it wasn't like, oh, F them fools, woo, woo. No, it wasn't like that. Mobb Deep had love for people on the West Coast. You know, so it's like, I mean, Biggie and them had some love, but it just, he knew the situation between Pac and how, well, Pac had a machine behind him. It was just sad, man, but I'm glad, you know, none of that shit went down because I'm glad Cube and Comic had a chance to, you know, make amends and squash that because I don't want to see black people beefing no more, man. Bro, I don't really like when people beef. I mean, if you don't get along, cool, you just don't get along. Go your separate ways. But you don't need to lead it to somebody going to somebody's funeral and people grieving over their family member passing away because of your ego and your pride. Man, it's time for people to wake the hell up. Post your comments below. Hulk smash Black Panther the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. If you want to support and donate to the channel, I have Patreon. Patreon.com/KofiUniverse, Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, Streamlabs. Everything's in the description. Until next time, salute.